Our next guest has spent most of her life searching for the safety to just be herself. Growing up in Pakistan, she was regularly threatened by Islamic extremists. When she came to Canada, those threats reappeared, this time as racism, as bullying, as things that made her feel like who she was not okay. After years of disguising and minimizing herself to survive, Samra Habib is fully embracing her faith, her art, and her sexuality in We Have Always Been Here, a queer Muslim memoir. Samra Habib joins us now. So good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
I was just asking you off camera when you had started to write the book and what that process is like and how you needed to be ready to do that.
Yeah, it's like a lot to unpack, and I just sort of felt like I just needed to wait until I was ready. And I needed to, because I knew I had to confront a lot of things that I hadn't really dealt with. So yeah, when I was, in my late 30s, I thought, okay, you know what? It's not dealing with all this stuff is kind of impacting my life. And right now is the time.
And you're ready to have it come out.
I was ready to have it come out. And now I'm like ready for it to leave my body.
Yeah, and ready for people like me to ask you a whole bunch of questions.
Sure, yes.
So let's go back to the time when you were 10 years old,
Yeah.
stepping onto Canadian soil, moving here from Pakistan with your family. What was that moment like for you? What was that experience like?
It was, obviously it was a shock. Everything looked completely different. Nothing looked like what North America looked like on TV when I was in Pakistan. Like everything was kind of gray and concrete. And almost instantly I sort of slipped into this role of an adult, right? Because like my mom didn't really speak English very well. So I was having to translate for her at customs. So I felt like I didn't really get a warning. Like all of a sudden I was almost the parent.
And what was that like as a 10-year-old having to take on that responsibility?
Not the greatest, obviously, because I was still a kid and I felt like I didn't really get the opportunity to be a kid as a result of that. And I think, it's one of those things that a lot of people maybe don't really think about when we think about refugees and immigration, right? That a lot of children actually lose their childhood.
You talk about moments of isolation.
Yeah.
Living in this country. What did you mean by that?
Moments of isolation is sort of, it meant really struggling and searching really hard to find my community. And that sort of spills into me sort of feeling like an outsider within Islam as a queer person, or, looking for other queer Muslims and not really having any luck, which sort of led me to launch my photo project, Just Me and Allah. So my sort of desire to find my community is kind of what drives me to really work on my creative projects.
It's interesting. I think I had a conversation with somebody recently about the difference between saying to somebody, "How are you?" and "I see you." That idea of being seen, and how everybody at the end of the day just wants to be heard, wants to be seen, and acknowledge that you exist. That's a huge part of your art project. So talk to me about that.
Absolutely. Like my photo project, so, for folks who don't know about it, I launched a Queer Muslim photo project about 5 years ago. And it was around the time where I was sort of trying to figure out whether or not there was room for me within Islam as a queer Muslim. And I was finding that a lot of what existed, out there was really not reflective of my experience. So I was looking for other people's stories who sort of echoed my experience. And, during this process, I think I sort of created this platform for a lot of people who were not really being seen. And that was really great. And for the first time ever, I felt like I was part of a community.
And when you look at the title of your book, We Have Always Been Here,
Yeah.
Did you always know that was going to be the title, or?
Well, it was actually inspired by one of my subjects from my project. And, they said, even though there's sort of this recent fascination with queer Muslims, the truth of the matter is that we have always been here. It's just that the world wasn't ready for us yet.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
on
much.
This book.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your time today.
Thanks so much.
Samra, thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.